I don't think any of these crafts turned out that well. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Several weeks ago I recreated Jenna Marble's glue crafts and they weren't particularly good, but they weren't meant to be. It was a piss take. But this time I'm going to be creating Threadbangers craft projects. So hopefully I'll find something decent or a few decent projects to get my hands on. And since I'm recreating Threadbangers craft projects, today's video is sponsored by Audible. Audible is a website where you can get loads of different... What? We're not sponsored by Audible. That's not very good, is it? How am I supposed to do Threadbanger crafts without a sponsorship from Audible? It's not possible. I work on minimum wage. I can't afford all these craft projects. I was relying on that sponsorship. Never mind. Anyway, let's get started, shall we? I can't do it as good as Corinne. Let's get started, shall we? I think that was good enough. Right, let's see what we want to craft. There are far too many options. Right, I think the first one we're going to do is the DIY gemstone soap, and it's Corinne versus Pin, number 38. It was made 2 years ago.
Well, hello there, glitter critters. Corinne here, and you're watching Corinne versus Pin, gemstone soap edition. Did you know you can get gemstoned? Yeah, it's a thing. It's not quite as intense as a hollow hide. Oh no, every day, bro. But it can still mess you. You know, it's been around the internet for quite some time. A G-internet user. So I remember this project and this project. So you know what? We're gonna try all three because I am an overachiever.
I am an overachiever because I'm going to be trying 3 Threadbanger craft projects. But I'm not going to be trying 3 different soaps. I don't have all day. Yeah, Corinne had the plan to make her own soap from scratch, which I've researched it before and it does seem quite difficult. It relies on a chemical called lye and it's quite dangerous. But fortunately, Corinne came to her senses and decided just to go for a soap base. She couldn't be arsed with it either, which I'm happy about because I had no intention of making my soap from scratch.
To sit for like a week? Okay, ain't nobody got time for that. This, we're using pre-made soap base.
Thank you. Yeah, so she does a few different versions of it, but I think it's this one that I want to make.
Actually, I wasn't really sure about how much to fill the cup, but I just put a bunch of my little non-opaque and opaque chopped pieces into the cup.
Yeah.
Now the instructions say to melt a quarter of your clear soap.
No, it's not this one I was going to make because she has a right mess with it.
No, that just helped it spill all over the goddamn place.
I can't be arsed with cleaning the microwave. I've already done it once for this video. It's this one I'm going to be making, but I'm going to be making it on a larger scale. So I'm kind of doing a combination of all of them that Corinne's done in this video.
And I don't know who has soap like this in their house. Crazy people have tiny soaps like this in their house. I know kids who like to eat soap. This would be prime soap eating territory right here.
See, I think they look really, really nice, but I think they would look much better on a bigger scale. Like Corinne said, they're just so small. So we'll move on to that. Okay, so the first step is to melt some opaque soap down. I'm making a pig's ear of this. What am I doing? I don't know how much I need because basically I'm going to melt all this down and I need to dye it loads. Oh. I thought that was the knife. It was just a tub. It's okay. We can calm down. Shit my pants a little bit. I can't remember what I was saying now. I need lots of different colours, basically. Terrified now. That will make things a lot easier, and come on, use your brain. Use some common sense, please. So much easier. I'm such... Right, I think that'll do for the first lot. We'll just get that microwaved. I'm just hoping soap doesn't take as long to melt as candle wax when we made them candles, because I was on forever doing that. And I'm gonna colour this one. I'll go for this nice blue. This will be cool. Ooh, this galaxy soap's gonna look so good. I think mine might look better than Corinne's. Sorry, Corinne. It also might look way worse, so don't get your hopes up. And just pour it into these moulds. I don't have to be super neat because I'm just going to chop these up anyway. This is actually quite fun. I'm enjoying myself so far. Alright, we'll pour these into here. And this time I'm going to go for red. I'm just going to pour it on top of that half one that I did. I may as well. Again, they're all going to get chopped up, so it doesn't really matter. They don't need to stay the same shape or anything. I will say that this is a lot of work to go to for some soaps, but hopefully it'll look fantastic. I love sitting around and listening to the songs of a microwave. So therapeutic. Yeah, I've lost my mind. I lost my mind a long time ago. We'll colour this with some normal blue. Oh, oops, too much. Can it ever be too much? I don't think so. Right, now the last of the soap. And you can't do a nice Galaxy gemstone soap without black. And then pour you into here again. So I'm going to take these downstairs and pop them in the freezer because I need to wait for these to fully set and then we can move on to the next step for this. So I'll do that now. Okay, so while I wait for the soap to set to move on to the next part of the soap project, I thought we would try another Threadbanger craft. And this time I'm going to go for one of Rob's. So we're going to go for DIY haunted houseplants. I think that'll be quite cool. Oh, they've got an ad. We've got to watch it. You can't skip. Got to get paid.
It's been a rough year, quite honestly. You know, we've tried to remain positive, but the truth of the matter is, you know, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes here, you know, within our own lives. And this year, Corinne and I have actually been plagued by a number of deaths that have just kind of happened.
My heart is breaking. I'm so upset.
And it's been hard. It's been hard. But we're dealing with it, you know?
Oh, don't, Rob. You're gonna make me go, please.
Oh my god, there they all are. I probably should have put a trigger warning.
I can relate to that. My plants always die for some reason, and I'm not sure whether it's because I water them too much or I don't water them enough. I don't know what happens, but they always die. So what's the solution, Rob? What are we doing?
I got a lot of experience in the gothic and give them to my girlfriend. Got a black vinyl trench coat on, some fishnet stockings on my arm, pulling a dog chain.
I never went through the goth stage. No, I don't even think I went through the emo stage actually. I was just a loser when I was younger. In fact, since Rob's sharing old photos, I'll go get one of me. 1 second. Okay, brace yourself. That's me when I was younger, and as you can see, I just looked very generic. And I used to have like a proper mushroom haircut, and I think my dad cut my hair for us, and my mum was not happy. Look what he did. He butchered my hair. Like seriously, I used to have like a full-on mushroom and then I got cut to that. Look how innocent I was.
Things change.
Anyway, let's move on to these plants. What are we doing? I think we're just spray painting them black, aren't we? That's a very good solution to your plants dying. Just get fake ones and spray paint them black. I like it. So I've got two lovely little plants here. I think they're lavender. They smell like lavender. No, they don't. Oh, they're dusty. And I just want the tops to be spray painted black, so I'm going to cover the bases with some plastic sheeting and then we'll spray paint them black. Right, my plants are covered and protected, so I'll take them outside and give them a good spray painting. I haven't protected this one very well, have I? That'll be fine. And there we have it, my two plants that will never ever die. Because they were never alive to begin with. And I think it's actually quite a cool idea. Especially if you don't particularly like colour or spring or happy things, then you could definitely just spray paint a plant black. Reminds me of my heart. Right, I think I'm going to take the dogs out for a walk because they just will not stop badgering us. And then we'll move on to the next step of the soap one because there's another step after that step. Well, Luther's decided to take me for a walk instead. So back to soap making, and these little cubes are fully set, I think. We'll just pop these out. I thought you'd pop out easier than this. Come on, your soap. I shouldn't have to have used a release agent. You should just slide out. Come on, you're nearly there. There we go. Right, let's hope the others come out easier, which they're not going to. One tray down. My god. Thought this was going to be the easy part. Okay, that's done. Whew. Right, all that effort just to chop these up now. Right, that's finally done. And I've got quite a bit of soap actually. I was hoping to do two. I don't know, we'll see. So what I need to do now is just put these into a cup. Yeah, I definitely have enough for two. Well, I might have enough for three. That fit in perfectly well to three. That's great. Out from under there, you're gonna knock everything over. Up. Can you do it? He's gonna do it. Are you gonna do it? Come on. Oh. Honey. I'm making soap. You're distracting us. I've already had you out. You can't want to go out again. Okay, so I'll just put them to one side, and now we need to chop up this soap and melt this. And this is a transparent soap, it's not opaque. I'll melt half of this, and then if I need more, I'll melt some more. It's just the waiting game again. Right, okay, that soap's fully melted. And we're not going to add any pigment to this one, but we're going to add some glitter. I'm not sure whether Corinne actually adds glitter. I'm pretty sure she did. Well, she did to one of them. And then just take our cups of soap and you just pour that in. Right, I'm just going to quickly do all the others, pop them in the freezer, and then we can move on to the next craft project. We're doing another one of Corinne's, and it's a video called DIY Painted Feathers, Corinne versus Pin. And a fun fact, Threadbanger actually inspired my blind Pinterest challenge that I have on the channel. Apart from I don't use instructions when I make my Pinterest crafts. Just like to make it hard for myself. Right, what are we doing, Corinne? What are we doing?
Another Pinterest legend, painted feathers. Yes, this project has been floating around the internet for years. It's been suggested. Now, painted feathers look kind of cool and everything, but what are you supposed to do with them once they're painted? I don't really get it. But the more I research, the more I realize that there's tons of really cool things you could do with them, like this project. So, not only am I going to be painting some feathers, but I'm also going to be painting a stick.
Not just the feathers. Going that extra mile and painting the stick, Corinne.
Yeah, so I'm going to start off by taping 2 sections of the stick, like so, and then I'm just going to paint it black in the middle part. When that dried, I took it outside and spray painted the ends gold. I love gold.
What did the stick end up looking like?
Just using this paint pen to create little stars in the black space. And basically that's just by making dots. Yes, gorgeous.
The stick seems very easy. I think I'll manage that.
Thing that I've kept in my house for years. I've actually never really took the time to look at it, but it's a little crusty.
Yeah, that's a bit gross. I don't have like dead bird wings in my studio. It's probably the only thing that I don't have in this studio. But I think Corinne ended up using craft feathers anyway.
I fixed it up a little bit. If you make a mistake, the little dots are easy enough to do. And then we got these little triangles here.
Okay, so we're painting a stick, we're painting feathers. I can handle that.
Notice, but I have some pretty good color.
Okay, I understand what we're doing. We're making like a feather stick-mobile kind of thing. Right, so first up, I decided to go outside and pick a stick. And I think this one will work perfectly fine for what we're doing. But I didn't have any time to spare. I need to rush back to the studio to get this stick painted. But before that, I just chiseled all the green horrible bark off the stick, as well as all the bird shit that was on it, just so I'd have a nice surface to work with. And then I didn't bother with spray paint or anything like that. I just went straight in and hand painted this stick. And then once that was done, I added some decorative white stars on, and there we go, a lovely painted stick. I think it looks great. Moving on, I decided to paint some feathers, and I'm just using some regular craft feathers that I bought online, and just painted them in an acrylic paint very similar to what Corinne was doing. And I have to admit, painting feathers, bit of a pain in the arse. Not as easy as it looks. And I didn't have a fancy little white paint pen that Corinne did, so instead I freehanded everything. Okay, so I've got all my components here, my stick and my feathers. And I know Corinne used fishing wire for hers, but I'm not a huge fan of fishing wire. I don't know, there's something about it I don't like. So instead I'm going to use twine. And to be fair, I think this is quite a rustic kind of craft project, so I think twine is quite fitting. To stop that moving everywhere, I'm just going to add a little bit of hot glue onto it as well. And then Corinne just hot glued her feathers onto this. Did she hot glue that part on as well, or did she tie that into a knot?
That's too much.
She tied that into a knot. Right, there's my string attached. It's looking very messy. And just a bit of hot glue on these feathers and stick them to the bottom. Okay, here's my version, and you probably can't see it very well. And it's probably a good job you can't see it very well, because mine looks so shitty. Corinne definitely beat me hands down on this. Mine looks a mess. When I said twine was a good idea, it wasn't. It really, really wasn't. It just looks so sad. But it's done, and I'm gonna hang it up in the studio anyway, because it took me forever to make. Oh. There we go, it just blends in with everything else. So you can't really see how bad it looks, which is fantastic. Right, okay, let's hope that my soaps have turned out better than that feather stick thing. Are you gonna come out of your moulds, or are you gonna be a pain in the arse? You're gonna be a pain in the arse, aren't you? Oh, it's starting to loosen a bit. Please, just come out. Your soap, you're supposed to be slippery. You're coming. It's like giving birth. Apart from absolutely nothing like giving birth. I'm just gonna cut the cups, I can't be arsed. In fact, a little blade would be better. In fact, a bigger blade will be better. Aha, and then just peel you out. Yes, there we go. Thought you could stay in the cup. I don't think so. Not on my watch. I think adding glitter was the right choice. Definitely made it special. And now all we do is cut them down and hope we don't ruin all of this hard work. Down. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's a nice cut. Ooh, look at that. How cool is that? When do I stop cutting down? I don't know. That's quite cool, isn't it? Let's do all these ones and then we'll see what they look like. I have to say, you get a lot of excess soap off doing this. I suppose you could use these as little bars, couldn't you? Am I going to? No. Okay, so here are my DIY gemstone soaps. And I think they've turned out alright. I don't think they look too bad. I think it's definitely a lot of work and a lot of effort for what you get. And there's also a lot of waste. But are they aesthetically pleasing? I suppose they are. But let me know down in the comments below which was your favourite. Was it the gemstone soaps, the painted sticks with painted feathers, or was it the black painted dead plants? And a big shout out to our sponsor today, Audible. Oh, no, that didn't happen, did it? Never mind. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you have any other craft projects that you want to see me create on the channel, then let me know in the comments below. And I'll see you next week for a brand new video. Bye!